Well, this story is breaking on Reuters. Actors seek posthumous protections after big screen resurrections. Now, this is kind of a trending thing right now, especially after the death of Carrie Fisher and the appearance of Carrie Fisher in Rogue One as a teenager. Now, Leanne is filming this right now. She can chime in, but we've actually been talking about this a lot here over the course of the last week. And what I think the goal here is to essentially eradicate any actor, any human actor at all. And I think they want to do the same thing with music, where they want to eliminate any lyrics or any artists and just have computer noises. But that's a whole different realm of topics. But here, now this story goes on and talks about how these actors basically want protection where their likeness is going to be used in movies. They want to be protected from, movie companies, production studios just using CGI to project their likeness in a film when it's not actually them. Here's a story that we covered a few days ago. This is from Fortune. Disney faces Star Wars-sized dilemma after the loss of Carrie Fisher. Now, here's what I was saying when this story was actually brought to my attention from Leanne. I don't think Disney faces any problems. I think Disney is perfectly fine with this. They used the CGI in Rogue One to make Carrie Fisher and the governor or the general, I forget his name, and it was very good. I mean, the naked eye could tell the difference, but they probably want to get to a point where the naked eye can't tell the difference, and then essentially you don't need actors. You can just make up a movie star, and then you control everything and anything that they say, and all the people will think it's real, even though it's a fake computer, CGI person that doesn't exist, and they just control everything that they say. But this is an interesting thing that Hollywood is facing right now, because you know that the people in Hollywood need to save money. They would rather CGI these actors and actresses into the movies than actually put them in. And with the death of Carrie Fisher, this becomes an issue because they're obviously going to use Carrie Fisher in the new Star Wars movies, but as CGI. So it'll be interesting to see what type of litigation comes from this, what Hollywood has to do, and what the actors and actresses are going to do to protect their likeness so that it can't be stolen and used, just CGI'd in to all of these movies. So it's interesting for me because, I don't think that Disney's freaking out. I don't think that these major movie production studios are freaking out. I think that they like this. I think that this is great for them. This gives them more control. It's easier for them to manipulate. You got to deal with the human element. You're not always going to get along. Mm-hmm. CGI, that's easy. Type in a code, put in the graphic, and you're good to go. And it probably saves money unless something is in the works here so that these actors and actresses can protect their likenesses. And I would imagine the protection would be some form of monetary retribution if you want to use their likeness in a film. But this is a new story. This is a developing thing right now. I think it's going to be a big story in 2017 with CGI, with celebrity likenesses and the patent of that, and where that's going to go legally. But I fully expect Carrie Fisher to be in Rogue One. Mm-hmm. It's no secret that a lot of times, with artists, actors, whoever it is, after they die, their work, the value goes way up. I'm not insinuating anything here, but that's just a fact. So,
well, I would just interesting to point out, sorry, I don't follow the Dark Knight trilogy, all of those movies, but I know that they didn't even mention the Joker in the latest film out of respect for Heath Ledger, because of course he passed away. And so they didn't even mention him out of respect. So it's kind of interesting here on the other side. Disney, she's not even buried yet, and they're going, oh gosh, what are we gonna do with the CGI? We don't have our actor anymore. It's gonna take down our fortune, our income from this massive empire with these movies. But this is what Alex Jones and I did a big report on this with the virtual reality. All of us are going to have our own avatars, our own CGI when we get online, and everything that we do online is going to be via these avatars. We don't have our own posthumous protections for how our likeness and our image is going to be used out there in the world. But this is just another kind of example of getting rid of humanity. We're already starting to see this in China. They have an artificial, an AI robot singer who's going on tour, and kids love it. They love it. So they're already starting this where they're well, let's just create a boy band with robots. And the kids will love it, and it'll be great. They don't even need humans anymore. It's just like with people who are demanding a minimum wage. It costs less for them to just buy one computer, and they can replace their entire staff with this one robot. So we're starting to see humanity being absolutely replaced, and then with the rest of us, with us humans, they're going to hook us up to these VR machines and just kind of harvest our energy from our fat, lazy bodies that are just sitting there. It's truly idiocracy kind of playing out in real life. So, you know, here this story was very interesting to me because all of these actors are seeing the CGI kind of taking effect on them. They're not even needed for roles anymore because everything is now animated. But now they see, okay, wait, if I'm in a big blockbuster hit that's going to have big screen resurrections, then they're going to use my image, and I want that money to pass down to my children or whatever. So it's just very interesting. What a crazy different time we are living in.
The whole world is starting to feel like that movie Surrogates. I don't know if you've seen it.
If you have not seen Surrogates, you've got to see Surrogates with Bruce Willis. That is what I'm talking about when I say they're going to hook us up to these VR headsets, and or like a WALL-E, you know, where we're all just going to be hooked up and la 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 floating around when the real world is out here, and just kind of keep us to the side while whatever they're working on, they've got going on out here. Very interesting.
Well, if the globalists thought they were just going to replace actors with CGI or robots, I think it's going to be a little harder than they thought, Leanne.
No way, man. Keep your humanity intact. That's what I'm going to do in 2017. All right, well, stay tuned to InfoWars. We're going to be bringing you more reports all throughout the weekend. Have a happy new year, y'all.